of state for its solid political and unwavering commitment to the EAC integration agenda. The theme of the Ordinary Summit this time is EAC, deepening integration, widening cooperation. It reflects the East African community's achievements and aspirations in implementing the 4 pillars of the integration: custom union, common market, monetary union, and ultimately regional political integration. This Ordinary Summit occurs when the region is also experiencing a steady economic recovery post-COVID-19. Economic growth in our region averaged 5.9% in 2021 compared to 2.3% in 2020. This strong growth has primarily been driven by removal of COVID-19 related restrictions, public investments, and steady performance of the productive sectors. But as we mentioned yesterday and mentioned earlier on today, it is also driven by increasing regional trade. We salute Your Excellencies, the Summit of the East African Community Heads of State, for your visionary leadership in expanding the community. The EAC has been consistently ranked as the most integrated and the fastest growing REC in Africa, which is a tribute to your leadership. As witnessed earlier, a recent milestone has been the expansion of the community by the accession by the Democratic Republic of Congo, who has already deposited their instruments. Let me give a little highlight of the achievements of the community along its several pillars. On the matter of the customs union, a single customs territory is being implemented, and we are seeing increased performance in goods clearance. There's also been enhanced interconnectivity of our customs systems, which has facilitated seamless exchange of trade information. In our endeavor to support the Republic of South Sudan to implement the customs union, the Secretariat, in partnership with revenue authorities, has developed a framework to expedite the integration. And we promise to do the same in the context of the Democratic Republic of Congo. For the period March 2021, we have attended to various NTBs, as mentioned by the chairman, and I will not repeat that. In the context of small and medium enterprises, the community has continued to promote them, and this is a sector that substantially employs many East African community citizens. We hold regular trade fairs across the region, the latest one being the SME Trade Fair in Mwanza, Tanzania in 2021. These attracted more than 1,089 exhibitors from the partner states, and all of them reported additional business opportunities. As mentioned by the chairman as well earlier, the East African community has ratified the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. We negotiated as a bloc pursuant to the decisions of the summit to engage with external partners as a bloc, and we're very happy that East African community was one of the first regions to complete its offers. In an endeavor to promote regional and social cultural integration through arts and culture, the EAC, through JamaFest, provide a regional platform to showcase culture as a prime driver of integration. We are glad to report that the 5th edition will be held in September 2022 in the Republic of Burundi, and I'm sure many East Africans look forward to seeing the Burundi dancers and drummers in action. The community has also committed to equipping its young citizens with practical skills, and in this regard, the community and the Council has adopted the TVET strategy framework. So far, 2 member states have implemented the TVET harmonized framework, and we encourage the other partner states to commence their implementation. As mentioned, you also during your last ordinary meeting, adopted French and Kiswahili as official languages of the community in addition to English. In implementing this decision, the Council has approved the roadmap and the modalities for implementation of French and Kiswahili as the official languages of the community. The community has also engaged its young people through writing and through the annual essay competition that promotes better understanding and appreciation of issues related to the East African community integration. The summit of the EAC heads of state is expected to award the 16 winners of the EAC secondary school essay writing competition for the period 2019, 2020, and 2021. We are now happy to report that all partner states have ratified the SPS protocol in an effort to facilitate intra-regional trade for agricultural produce. In promoting value chains, the East African community has also adopted the East African Community Fruits and Vegetables Value Chain Strategy and Action Plan 2021 to 2030. To support the implementation of the strategy and action plan, the region has established public and private sector coordination platform. Your Excellencies, the Secretariat has continued to work with the partner states and other stakeholders to implement the Monetary Union Protocol Roadmap. We have seen some marked achievements which have been made towards establishing the necessary institutions to support monetary union. As required by the protocol, partner states have continued to harmonize all their policies, regulatory frameworks, as well as statistics in the run-up to monetary union. The EAC Secretariat, through the World Bank, funded projects in statistics development and harmonization, supported production of harmonized quality statistics in the region through capacity building of the national statistics offices. Implementation of the Summit Directive on the EAC Political Confederation Constitution continue to be implemented, and we have promised the outstanding consultations in the remaining countries will be undertaken. Your Excellencies, we therefore, or the Council therefore, recommends, and I've just summarized what is in a much larger report in the files that Your Excellencies have. And the Council therefore recommends to the Summit to consider and adopt the report of the Council for this Summit for the period 1st March 2021 to 30th June 2022. We also recommend that you direct the partner states to expeditiously conclude the sustainable funding mechanism for the community to address the financial challenges that the community is experiencing as outlined by the Secretary General. We also invite the Summit to reiterate the directive of the 19th Ordinary Summit that directed the partner states to expedite the amendment of their national policies, laws, and regulations to align them with the Common Market Protocol obligations and urge partner states to desist from introducing new non-conforming measures. A fourth invitation to consider is to direct the Republics of Burundi, the Republic of South Sudan, and the Republic of Uganda to create a conducive policy and legal and structural environment to facilitate the implementation of the East African Community Competition Act and enhance competitiveness of the regions. And we invite you to consider directing the partner states to expedite the development of a regional framework to coordinate the transferability and portability of social security benefits for persons and workers. In conclusion, I want to thank my colleagues, the ministers responsible for East African Community Affairs in the partner states, for the cooperation that they have accorded me during my tenure as chairperson of the Council of Ministers. We also wish to thank the Secretary General, the heads of organs or the institutions of the community, and the staff of the community for coordinating and implementing the various projects and programs of the community. Your Excellencies, I submit the report of Council for your consideration. Asante sana.
Thank you. May I ask you to continue with to present the report on the Council of the implementation of previous decisions and directives in the summit.
Mr. Chairman, let me organize my papers and come back in a slight bit. Thank you.
We can comment this. If there is a comment, you are welcome. So we wait for organizing her papers. Now is the nomination. We can continue. We arrive at the point of appointments of judge. I call upon the council to the community to introduce this item.
Thank you, Excellencies. Excellencies, I'm called out on Kafumbe, Counsel to the Community. Excellencies, may be pleased to recall that during your closed session, you did consider an item on appointment of judges. Excellencies invoked Article 24(1) of the treaty and appointed Justice Cheborion Barashaki Boni from the Republic of Uganda as a justice in the appellate division of the court. You did also invoke the same provision of the treaty and appointed Justice Gachuko Leonard from the Republic of Burundi as a justice in the first instance division. Excellencies, we are aware that before they can dispense judicial services to the community, community law requires that they take an oath of allegiance and a judicial oath. Excellencies, allow me to call upon Her Worship the Deputy Registrar to step forward with the judges that have so been nominated and appointed for purposes of administering the oath and related aspects. Excellencies, we shall subsequently seek your indulgence to sign off those instruments. Deputy Registrar.
Your Excellency, the Chairperson, Your Excellencies, the members of the summit, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Christine Mutimura, and I'm the Deputy Registrar of the East African Court of Justice. And my role today is to administer the oaths of the two judges as provided for in Section 3 of the East African Community Oaths Act of 2019. Your Excellencies, the judges shall take two oaths: the oath of allegiance and the judicial oath. The oaths are a pledge by the judges to bear true allegiance to the East African community and to truly serve the community without fear or favor as judges of the East African community. Your Excellencies, allow me to now introduce to you the recommended judge from the Republic of Burundi before he can take his oath. Justice Leonard Gachuko is a Burundian national and a holder of the following degrees. He's a holder of a doctorate in legal sciences from the University of Namur. He holds a master's degree in human rights and peaceful resolutions of conflict from the University of Burundi, and is also a holder of a Bachelor of Laws degree from the University of Burundi. He currently serves as the head of the High Council of the Judiciary in charge of good administration of justice and fight against impunity, and is also serving as a lecturer at the National University of Burundi. Your Excellencies, he has also served in the following capacities: Judge of the Commerce Court, Director of the National Legislative Service, Judge and President of the Judicial Chamber of the Supreme Court of Burundi, Judge President of the Court of Appeal of Bujumbura, and President of the Criminal Chamber of the same court. Your Excellencies, Justice Gachuko has had a long and flourishing legal career. To mention all the positions that he has held would not be in the interest of your time. And therefore, I now invite my Lord Justice Gachuko Leonard to step forward and take his oaths as the Judge of the First Instance Division of the East African Court of Justice. Yeah. So you're going to read. You can hold that one. Just put it down. It's okay. Let's start with this one. Your right hand.
I, Leonard Gachuko, do solemnly swear that I will well and truly serve the East African community in the office of Judge of the East African Court of Justice, and that I will do justice in accordance with the treaty for the establishment of the East African community as by law established, and in accordance with the laws and the customs of the East African community, without fear or favor, affection or ill will. So help me God. I, Leonard Gachuko, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the East African community, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the treaty for the establishment of the East African community as by law established. So help me God.
Thank you very much. You'll just go and bow right ahead and in front of you. Thank you for reminding me. So you right there. Continue. Go on. Thank you very much. Thank you too. Your Excellencies, I would now like to introduce to you Justice Cheborian Barishaki from the Republic of Uganda. Justice Barishaki is a Ugandan national and has the following qualifications. He has a postgraduate diploma in legal practice from the Law Development Center in Uganda. He holds a bachelor in Uganda. He's also a holder of several professional certificates, which include a certificate in commercial litigation from the International Law Institute in Washington, D.C., a certificate in international arbitration from the International Law Institute of Washington, D.C., to mention but a few. Your Excellencies, Justice Cheborium currently serves as a judge of appeal in the Court of Appeal of the Republic of Uganda. He has also served in the following capacities: the Director of Civil Litigation in the Ministry of Justice of the Government of Uganda, Commissioner Civil Litigation in the Attorney General's Chambers of the Government of Uganda, Director of the Human Rights Education and Documentation Center in Kampala, Uganda, the Principal State Attorney in the Ministry of Justice of the Republic of Uganda, and he has also served as a Secretary General in the East African Law Society. Your Excellencies, Justice Cheborium Barishaki has had a long and flourishing career, and to mention all the positions that he has held would not be in the interest of your time. Allow me to now invite my Lord Justice Cheborium Barishaki to take his oath as Judge of the Appellate Division of the East African Court of Justice.
I, Cheborium Barishaki, do solemnly swear that I will well and truly serve the East African community in the office of Judge of the East African Court of Justice, and that I will do justice in accordance with the Treaty for the Establishment of the East African Community as by law established, and in accordance with the laws and the customs of the East African community, without fear, favor, affection, or ill will. So help me God. I, Cheborium Barishaki, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the East African community, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the treaty for the establishment of the East African community as by law established. So help me God. I sign where?
Right here.
Is that all?
Yes. Don't forget to take your bow.
Okay.
Your Excellency, Chairperson, and the members of the summit, in addition to administering the oath of the judges, we also have the designation of judges of the East African Court of Justice. These are judges who are already serving as judges in both the First Instance Division and the Appellate Division. And the summit is expected to designate, pursuant to Article 24(6) of the treaty, a judge of the First Instance Division as the Deputy Principal Judge who shall be responsible for the performance of such functions as set out in the treaty. Your Excellencies, these judges are not present here today, and what is required of you is to sign their designation instruments. And in accordance with the principle of rotation and seniority, the summit is expected to appoint Honorable Dr. Justice Charles Nyawelo from the Republic of South Sudan as the Deputy Principal Judge of the First Instance Division. The summit is also expected to designate, pursuant to Article 24(5) of the treaty, a judge of the Appellate Division as the Vice President, who shall be responsible for the performance of such functions as are set out in the treaty. Your Excellencies, the office of the Vice President of Courts shall be held in rotation at our completion of any one term as provided for in Article 24(9) of the treaty. And in accordance with the principle of rotation and seniority, the summit is expected to designate Honorable Lady Justice Sauda Mjasiri from the United Republic of Tanzania, who is currently serving in the Appellate Division as a judge, to be the Vice President of the Appellate Division of the court. Your Excellencies, I have concluded my role this evening, and I would like to humbly request that you sign the instruments of appointment as well as the instruments of designation of the judges. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Before we invite the Chair of Council, let's continue with assent to bills. I will call upon the Council of the Community to introduce this item.
Excellencies, thank you very much. Excellencies, may be pleased to recall that you did consider this matter, and you did appoint her Lordship, Lady Justice Sauda Mjasiri as Vice President of the Court, and you also appointed Dr. Charles Nyawelo as Deputy Principal Judge. Since they are already serving judges, Your Excellencies, they don't need to take oath again, and you're only seeking your indulgence to sign off the instrument of designation. I thank you.
Thank you very much. I now invite the Chair of Council to present the report of the Council on the implementation of previous decisions and the directive of the summit. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Chair, and thank you for giving me time to find my papers. This item refers to the status of ratification of protocols, the status of resolution of long outstanding non-tariff barriers, and the status on inclusion of French and Kiswahili as official languages of the community in addition to English. In my earlier report, Chair, I gave an update on the status of inclusion of French and Kiswahili as an official language, but I will reiterate it. On the first matter, which is item A the sub-item A in this agenda, the details are contained in page 4 to 6 of your background paper in your folders. And I'd like to report that the following 7 protocols are still pending ratification by all partner states. Some have and some have not. The protocol on immunities and privileges, the protocol on foreign policy coordination, the East African Community Double Taxation Agreement, the protocol on the extension of jurisdiction of the East African Court of Justice to include matters on trade, the protocol on the amendment of Article 24(2) of the Protocol of the Customs Union, the protocol on cooperation in meteorological services, and the protocol on information technology. We urge the remaining partner states to expedite the ratification of all the pending protocols. And the details are in a summary matrix in your folder. With regard to the resolution of the long outstanding non-tariff barriers, the 21st summit had noted the status of resolution of long outstanding non-tariff barriers and directed the partner states and the Council to resolve them. As reported in my general report, a total of 13 non-tariff barriers have been resolved during the period, while 9 non-tariff barriers remain outstanding. And the distribution of the non-tariff barriers is, all the member states are aware, and we would like to just comment that the NTBs continue to impact negatively on cross-border trade, and therefore they need a very quick elimination. And there is need for the partner states to abide by the summit's decisions to resolve the emerging NTBs immediately. They are reported by the business community. The East African community, Your Excellencies, has an established mechanism for the resolution of NTBs, and we are able to trade across the region without a lot of hindrances after we observe and apply this mechanism. I think I'd like to submit that with regard to the NTBs. And the final one, which is on the matter of Kiswahili, the summit directed, the 21st summit directed us to utilize French and Kiswahili as official languages of the community in addition to English. And the summit directed the Council to expedite the implementation of the modalities of this directive. The Council has met and approved the draft roadmap modalities for the implementation of French and Kiswahili as official languages, and these include taking stock of the status of usage of French in the EAC organs and institutions and partner states, capacity building of staff in the organs and in the institutions, and the infrastructure of availing the necessary infrastructure and equipment to make sure that we are able to communicate seamlessly. Today is the first day we are conducting a meeting in all the 3 languages, and we will continue to make steps in every every meeting. This will require additional resources, and the Council has directed that we make available and first of all, we seek and make available the necessary resources to be able to transact business seamlessly in the 3 languages. So we appreciate your indulgence in bearing with us today, and we hope that the next experience will be a lot more seamless. I thank you, and I submit.
Thank you very much. Any comment? If no, there is no comment. For the report of
Excellency, I beg your pardon. Excellency, we have an item on bills. The bills are now ready, Excellency, and we request that you assent to the bills. This was also considered under your closed session, Your Excellency.
Yeah. Waited to conclude on this. Okay. For the report, the summit commends the Council for implementing the program and the project in the community for a period under review. The summit also directs the Council to resolve the outstanding issue and report progress to the 23rd Ordinary Summit. For the implementation of previous decision and the directive of summit, the summit commends the Council for the progress made. The summit directs partner states and the Council to implement the outstanding decisions or directives, and the partner states to deposit with the Secretary General the instruments of ratification of our outstanding protocol. Thank you. Now, It is a time of awards to winners of the East African Community Student Essay Competition. I call upon the Director of Social Sectors to introduce this matter.
Your Excellencies, first of all, let me take this opportunity to thank you for the opportunity you have given to me to serve the community and to give my humble contribution as a Deputy Secretary General in charge of productive and social sectors, where also this matter around student essay writing competition falls. In this session, Your Excellencies, I will be supported by the Director of Social Sectors, Dr. Irene Charles Isaka, who is here present. She is new in the community, and I take this opportunity, Your Excellencies, to introduce her to Your Excellencies. She will be also helped by Nyonzima Stephen, who is acting Education Principal Officer. Since 2004, the East African Community Secretariat has been coordinating the East African Community School Students Essay Writing Competition on an annual basis, and this is an initiative of a summit of the EAC Heads of State as part of the wider East African Community Outreach Program to create awareness among the school-going population about the integration process, the integration activities, and programs. It allows secondary school students from the East African Community Partner State to analyze and present their perspectives on contemporary developments in the region and their impact on the East African community regional integration. Students write essays of between 1,000 and 1,500 words, either in English, in Kiswahili, or in French. Your Excellencies, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, it has not been possible to award the winners of 2019, neither those of 2020 and those of 2021, as the summit has not been able to meet physically, and therefore all the winners, who are 16, as said by the chair person of the Council of Ministers, are here present to be awarded and congratulated by you, Your Excellencies. I therefore have the honor to present to you the winners for their respective awards during this summit. Your Excellencies, these winners will be presented year by year. In 2019, we have 5, as the Republic of South Sudan was not part of the process. And then the 41st meeting of the Council of Ministers congratulated the following winners of the 2019 EAC Secondary School Students Essay Writing Competition. And at that time, the theme was, how can the cultural diversity of the East African Community partner state be used to promote cultural integration, economic growth, and tourism in the East African community. The following are the winners of that competition. First one, Sylvia Makonjio from Kenya, Kisumu Girls. Welcome. The second, Mafula Fortunate Mugeni from Uganda, Iganga Secondary School. The third, Carolero Jean Christie from Burundi, Lycée Saint-Joseph. The fourth one is Ishimwe Nicole from Rwanda, Collège Marie Reine. And the fifth one, Your Excellencies, is Vanessa Porlema from Tanzania, Longido Secondary School. Those are the winners of 2019. They can proceed and be recognized by the heads of state and government. Thank you, Your Excellencies. Now, the winners of the essay writing competition in 2020, the 41st meeting of the Council of Ministers congratulated the following winners of the 2020 East African Community Secondary School Students Essay Writing Competition. And at that time, the topic of the year was how can the development in information and communication technology be utilized to speed up the development and integration efforts of the East African Community partner state. The following are the winners. First one, Mars Liandi Swaka, Nakuru Girls in Kenya. The second one, Idris Musa Hamadi from Tanzania, Azania Secondary School. The third one, Kanakulia Abraham Kevin from Uganda, St. Mary's College, Kisubi. The fourth one, Igiraneza Christibella, Lycée Notre-Dame de la Paix de Bubanza, Republic of Burundi. And the fifth one, Mbabazi Secret from Rwanda, Groupe Scolaire Mukarange Catholique. So now they can move forward to be recognized by the heads of state. Thank you, Your Excellencies. Now, year 2021, the 42nd Council was informed that the 2021 ESC writing competition took place and finalized in March 2022, and the following are the emerged winners. The topic at that time was discuss the challenges that the COVID-19 pandemic has posed to the education sector of the East African Community Partner State, provide recommendations on how these challenges can be addressed. We have the first one being Godson Crispin Obaga from Tanzania, Nyerere Secondary School. The second one, Reni Kipkirui Sitiene from Kenya, Alliance Boys High School. The third one, Ilwo Hilda Praise from Uganda, Gayaza High School. The fourth one is Winnie Mutesi from Rwanda, Fawe Girls School. And the fifth one, Your Excellency, is Angela James Tatizio from South Sudan, Komboni Secondary School. And here we also congratulate the Republic of South Sudan because we have been able to organize this essay in that year, moving forward. And the sixth person, Your Excellencies, is Uwimana Aimé Fidelite, Lycée Notre-Dame de la Paix de Bubanza, Republic of Burundi. So now they can move forward to be congratulated by the head of state and government. So this is actually the end of this introduction of winners, and I take this opportunity once again to thank you, Your Excellencies, because this is a very, very important way of encouraging our students to just move forward and be involved in the integration process. I thank you once again.
Thank you very much. Now is our time of the head of state, but someone suggested that if they have a statement, they can deposit in his secretariat, but if it is important, you can address to the audience.
Mr. Chair, it was supposed to be so when my brother Uhuru was hurrying to going back to Kenya. But since now we do have time, I think we can continue presenting our statements. Thank you.
Thank you. Mzee, you have something to address to the audience?
Well, Your Excellency, Chairperson, Excellencies, Heads of State, Ministers, I'm just very happy. Today we were at that place where we commissioned the road. First of all, Arusha has expanded so much because I think that place where we were commissioning the road must have been bush. It is far away. Because in the past, from here, you would go to the bus park here, and that's where Arusha would end. But now I have driven kilometers. So I congratulate the people of Tanzania for building up the country. And the housing has improved. You no longer see nyumba za majani. It's all very good. But I was also remembering when we revived the community with Mzee Moi. We had started with Mzee Hassan Mwinyi, but I think by the time we launched the ceremony in the stadium, there's a stadium somewhere, that's where we launched it. We launched the community. Now, when we were there in the other ceremony, I remembered that time when we again relaunched the community after it had collapsed in 1977. So I'm just here to say how happy I am and to congratulate everybody, East Africans. But also to mention just one point. These countries have had a lot of problems in the world because of poor leadership. That's why you have got so many problems in the world. One country, known as China, was lucky to have very far-sighted leaders, especially two of them, and Deng Xiaoping. Now, when we discuss here, I can see there is a need to scrutinize a bit more on what some of those leaders did, especially Mao Zedong. When you have these groups in the society, like what we are discussing here, the NTBs, the non-tariff barriers, how Mao helped China, he analyzed the Chinese society. And he said this society of ours has got 4 social classes. The first one are the feudalists. These are bad people. We must get rid of them. The second ones are what he called the comprador bourgeoisie. Comprador bourgeoisie, by working with foreigners. Commission agents, importers, those are comprador. Comprador is the French word meaning agent. Then he emphasized the role of what he called the national bourgeoisie, the ones who are building the economy, the local capitalists. And he said these are the ones who will help the country. So, I think we should start a bit. We need more national capitalists in this case.
Na mkutano wetu umekwenda vizuri. Niwakaribishe tena Tanzania. Tanzania ni nyumbani kwenu. Lakini vile vile nichukue nafasi hii kumshukuru sana kaka yetu Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta ambaye tulimkabidhi dhamana ya kuendesha jumuiya yetu Februari mwaka jana, na ameweza kuiendesha kwa weledi na umahiri mkubwa. Tunakushukuru sana. Umeweza kuipandisha jumuiya yetu katika viwango vya juu, viwango ambavyo tunatakiwa kuviendeleza na ikibidi tuzidi pale ulipotuacha. Nishukuru ripoti au taarifa ya Baraza la Mawaziri ambayo imetaja mambo kadhaa ambayo umesaidia kwenye jumuiya yetu ya kijamii na kiuchumi ambayo yametokea wakati unaiongoza jumuiya yetu. Umeweza pia kuharakisha mchakato wa DRC kuingia kwenye jumuiya yetu, na sasa DRC ni wajumbe kamili wa jumuiya. Karibuni sana DRC ndani ya jumuiya yetu. Excellencies, this is a historic summit with the joining of Democratic Republic of Congo in our midst. We are formally witnessing expansion of our community, and in today's summit, our brethren from Democratic Republic of Congo are attending as full members of the East African community. And so I take this opportunity to commend my brother President Felix Tshisekedi and the people of the Democratic Republic of Congo for their commitment to the East African by depositing the instrument of ratification on the accession treaty ahead of time. Congratulations. Excellencies, our older brother, His Excellency Yoweri Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, has always dutifully and diligently reminded us on the objectives of our integration, which are, among others, security, fraternity, and prosperity. In simple words, he is reminding us that in this globalized era, integration is not a matter of choice, but an imperative necessity for a domestic security and catalyst for improved welfare of our people. Excellencies, I listened attentively to the report of the Council. I commend them for the job well done. The report applauds, among other things, the number of non-tariff barriers which were resolved a year ago, and with persistent efforts to deepen our integration, we are singled out to be the best regional economic community. So congratulations to ourselves. Despite all this, we are still talking of resolving non-tariff barriers. There are still many others to be resolved. And this is happening while trading among our countries is less than 15%, indicating that we are not doing the needful to nurture our customs union and common market. We are trading much more with the rest of the world than among ourselves. We have to think about it, and this implies that our policies and frameworks we develop are aimed at facilitating third parties' trade with us and limiting ourselves those opportunities. I pose a challenge to the Council of Ministers to comprehensively strategies on how we can avoid this stigma. Excellencies, all EAC partner states are signatories and party to the African Continental Free Trade Area or arrangement, which aims at creating a single market. If we are not keen to abstain from benefiting individually, rather than benefiting as a community, we'll only be accompanying others. We must always remember that those who are asleep will be carried away by the wind to the unknown destinations. So EAC should not be the one. The Council of Ministers should prioritize issues which address the missing links in value chain across the region, increase our efficiency in production, and enhancing cross-border trade and investment. This will enable us to instill confidence to our people and ownership of the integration process. Excellencies, the Republic of Kenya will be going to the general election in August next month this year. This presents another opportunity to our region to demonstrate to our people and the entire world that democracy reigns and democratic values are taking root in our community. I take this opportunity to wish a peaceful and successful election to our sisters and brothers in Kenya. Excellencies, napomalizia statement yangu, naomba nitume salamu za heri na kuwapongeza kaka yetu Evariste Ndayishimiye, Rais wa Burundi, kwa kuchukua nafasi ya uwenyekiti wa jumuiya yetu. Tuna kila sababu ya kuamini uongozi wako, na ni imani yetu na matumaini yetu kwamba chini ya uongozi wako utaweza kuendeleza swala letu la mtangamano katika hatua nyingine za juu. Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania toka wakati wa Mwalimu na Sheikh Abedi Karume tulikuwa tunaamini kwenye mtangamano, na ndio maana tunaitwa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania. Kwa hiyo kwa kuwa tumekuzwa na tumekuwa na imani hii, tuna imani pia na mtangamano wetu wa Afrika Mashariki. Kwa nitumie nafasi hii kuelezea imani yetu na uwajibikaji wetu kwenye integration au mtangamano wa East Africa. Tanzania tutaunga mkono wakati wote mambo yote yanayoletwa kwa ajili ya kuelekea kwenye mtangamano wa jumuiya yetu au nchi zetu za Afrika Mashariki, na kwamba sasa tujielekeze kwenye kufanya mtangamano huo wa kweli. Baada ya kusema hayo, nawashukuru sana kwa kunisikiliza. Asante sana mwenyekiti.
Asante sana mwenyekiti. Mimi nafikiri nilipewa nafasi pale mwanzo ya kusema yangu, isipokuwa tena kushukuru Rais Samia Suluhu Hassan na wananchi wa Tanzania kwa kutupokea, na pia kukutakia tena kila laheri kwa kazi ambayo unaianzisha leo. Asante.
Asante. Waziri Mkuu wa Rwanda.
Thank you, Chair. Excellencies, distinguished guests, it is my honor to be with you today, representing His Excellency Paul Kagame, the President of the Republic of Rwanda. I would like to thank Her Excellency President Samia Suluhu Hassan and the people of the United Republic of Tanzania for the warm hospitality we have received in this beautiful city of Arusha. I would like to commend His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta, the outgoing summit chair, for his leadership and commitment. I also like to congratulate the new chair, His Excellency President Evariste Ndayishimiye. I also like to take this opportunity to welcome the Democratic Republic of Congo into the East African community. You are welcome. The continued expansion of our community brings more benefit to our region. I wish to stress the urgency of accelerating the full implementation of the East African Community Common Market Protocol by all partners, including the decisions and the directive on the challenges that have been identified. Finally, I would like to express my appreciation to the East African community organs and the staff, in particular the Secretary General, for their hard work in support of our integration agenda. I thank you so much.
Excellences, Monsieur le Premier ministre de la République démocratique du Congo.
Oui, merci, Monsieur le Président. Excellence, Monsieur Evariste Ndayishimiye, Président de la République du Burundi et nouveau Président en exercice de la Communauté d'Afrique de l'Est. Excellences, Madame et Messieurs, les chefs d'État de la Communauté de l'Afrique de l'Est. Monsieur le Secrétaire général de la Communauté de l'Afrique de l'Est, distingués invités, Mesdames et Messieurs, de prime abord, je voudrais joindre au nom de Son Excellence, Monsieur le Président de la République, Félix Antoine Tshisekedi Tshilombo, mes félicitations au Président Evariste Ndayishimiye de la République du Burundi en tant que Président en exercice de la Communauté de l'Afrique de l'Est. Nous lui souhaitons plein succès dans son mandat. De la même manière, je voudrais féliciter et remercier le travail abattu par Son Excellence Monsieur Uhuru Kenyatta, Président de la République du Kenya, pour son leadership éclairé et surtout pour l'accompagnement qu'il va continuer à faire dans le cadre de